fight with glee, hunt OPC, his battle cry. Stars and moons light up the sky. OPC hunt, OPC, through the cosmos wild and free. Romulans and foes we fight, community our guiding light. Battling communists with cheer, reduces courage, knows no fear. With every clash and mighty roar, victory's prize forevermore. OPC hunt, OPC, through the cosmos wild and free. Romulans and foes we fight, community our guiding light. Battle anchor shift us soar, reduces heart and core. Galactic winds, they lead our course, unity our driving force.
Robert, it's a bit early for beer, sir. Sir, it is a Sunday. It is the Lord's Day. Calm down on the beering. Oh, my Lanta. All right, y'all. Ooh. FYI, I'm going to be sitting down, and I'm probably going to sound really weird today, but my whole family's sick. I told you my wife was sick. And as predicted, she has decided to bless me with her amazingness. So, Rev is a little out of it, but I'm here to talk about the things. We're going to talk about all the things. We'll talk about the month, talk about your faces, which are beautiful, by the way. So happy to see your faces. I'll talk about the event store. We will talk about grading. Yep. Got another one of those things for you. Surveys are back, but remember, need your help. As always, the surveys only matter if you help. Because believe it or not everybody watches Rev. I know it's a shocker. I know it's a shock. You think everybody don't watch Rev. So we'll be going over that today, which I hopefully. So what I'm trying to say is, again, struggling to say, is we've made some changes. I haven't made a ton of changes, but I've made some small changes to hopefully make the survey process more streamlined and easier. And for those who are not familiar with the process, there it is on the screen. That is our survey. And it looks pretty much the same as you would normally see, but I've adjusted how things kind of display. Like, for example, one of the biggest things that people said was, hey, Rev, you need to separate sourcing and grading. So I'm trying something new with this one because Google Forms has a lot of things you can manipulate and play with, but I always try to keep things simple. So this one is literally, you like them or you don't. You're doing all the art. So this year, we're going to be doing grading for the arc. This is January and February. So if you like, too cute, enjoy things, and you like or dislike the sourcing. Now, in terms of sourcing, we're talking about that being the monthly sourcing through like the events and stuff, but also long-term sourcing. Seska, for example, has long-term sourcing, right? So if you like that, good. If you didn't, cool. Next. Then we're doing these stars, so 5-star reviews, just like you drop on Yelp. Did you like the features? The only question required in all these is the first one. You can skip the rest if you wanted to. Did you think Year of Hell bought great features, such as DTI Faction in the headquarters, the Crenum entities, which are Armadas 2.0, and new formation Armadas, the artifacts, the chaos technologies, the quality of life improvements? Did you like these things? So it's all in the survey. We'll let everybody get in here and we'll talk about it a little bit more while I grind my Alliance tournament task of Borg probes. Yep, Borg probes. And then I still have to put in the numbers actually for the event store. I have not put them in today. Again, this weekend, my clan, my household, very under the weather. So apologies for my voice being deeper than it normally is, although some of the ladies out there might enjoy it. And apologies to all y'all for me just sitting down and not having the same energy I normally do. But I do appreciate y'all being here. And anybody that y'all can get y'all's alliance in here and your friends and your clanmates, because I am wanting to get y'all's overall thoughts on the past 2 months. So if you like to dislike it, remember, all valid opinions. You know, you can tell me whatever you want to say and just let me know how you're feeling about things. But 2Qs is very positive months, and that is very rare. It's good to hear. And based on it, I guess I put it on the screen. Remember, we do at the end of my surveys, we always have, and again, shout out to Archduke and the amazing volunteer team we have, because it's all volunteers who help me with this. Finger snap. Here are the grades for the past 2 years. And you'll see we were doing it month to month. I'm changing a little bit, just doing it every arc now. But you can see that it definitely ended on a better note last year, but I don't think it was where most people want it to be, which is fair. I'm not telling y'all to, you know, say everything's incredible. I certainly don't think everything's incredible, but I do think it had some improvement to last year. Hopefully y'all are seeing the same thing this year. I've made some changes, and again, all feedback welcome, regardless of what it is. Now, I will go ahead and remind y'all that the surveys and stuff do not particularly pertain to things like PvP arenas, which I think have gotten worse. They do not typically pertain to things like alliance tournaments, though you're more than welcome to throw that feedback in. It's specifically about the arcs themselves, the main content we consume every month, and the main things that they tell us to buy. Steve says top 2 things this month: number 1, choice rewards; number 2, Valentine's BP. So this is I've said this before. I feel kind of like mixed on the Valentine's BP thing. Like, for 20 bucks, you can't go wrong. There are actual multiple $20 purchases this month, and there's going to be somebody out there who's just like immediately rev, you're a shill, you're bragging about money. I'll be real. There are 2 $20 purchases this month that I think are fantastic value, and it's very rare for me to say that. Like, most of the good things in Star Trek Fleet Command are locked behind $100. This month, there are 2 particular things that are $20 and great buys for players who are looking to progress. The number 1 is the Valentine's Day Battle Pass. For those who still have no idea what the Valentine's Day Battle Pass is, what that is if you complete the Battle Pass and you had already purchased it, this lets you purchase it again. Let's see if I don't even know if it's still up. Let me take a look if it's still up. I don't remember. And under limited, I think it might be done by now. But if you bought it, you bought it. If you didn't, you didn't. What that allowed you to do, it looks like it's already. Oh, never mind. I didn't buy it on this account, so I wouldn't see it anyway. But sorry for all the rambles, y'all. My head's all swimming everywhere from medication and stuff. But it allows you to collect all the battle pass again, like the free track and the paid track. So technically, it's more valuable than the first battle pass you bought, because you're actually able to collect everything again for the same 20 bucks. And then there is another pack that is $20 that I think monetarily is an incredible value, and that's this one. Why? Because if you wanted to go buy neutrinos, if you wanted to just spend money on neutrinos, a neutrino $100 pack is 200,000 neutrinos. That gives you 8 days of pulls via the vouchers, and you're going to get a minimum of 7,200, meaning you get a minimum for 20 bucks right under 60,000 minimum. That doesn't count if you pull any of these others. So minimum, you pull it every day. Minimum, you get 60K. Multiply that by 5. That's literally more value than a $100 neutrino pack, just straight up. And that doesn't count if you get the RNG of the others. So I typically hate RNG rolls, but this RNG is guaranteed better value than the $100 pack. So, again, assuming you would purchase an equal amount or whatever. But you can still technically get more. So for $20, I'm happy to see this game stop not trying every single thing $100, $100, $100. So there's my little like mini positive rant, if you will. Don't worry, Crush. It'll be extended. If you think they're going to sell something, they're not extended. Come on. It'll get extended, and I'll make sure it gets extended. But I feel like I had to say something positive about their money structure, just because it is so often $100 just to buy into something. Very happy to see things that aren't ridiculously overpriced, in my poor opinion. So TJ says, with the arc ending another day and our neutrino loot being good for another 7 days, is there any reason not to spend it now? Nope. We already know what's going to be in it. The only reason that I have not spent all my currency is again, just seeing if I can get to 180 on this account. If I get to 180, then I'll be able to get the Fleet Commander, which is this right here. I'll be able to get this extra Fleet Commander. I am currently 9,900 away. We'll see. And if I don't get it, then I'll be getting officer. But everybody else, unless there's just one particular thing you're saving for, yeah, go ahead and spend it. Go ahead and dump it in. What was the meta crew for your Tribune for multiple shots? Neelix below decks. Assuming you're talking about for armadas, Ray. And then Dejas Torah, Miles O'Brien, Chakotay. Multiple shots. I was getting, over 60, which was incredible. Incredible. Mark says event store is very poor for players in 30s. Yeah, I tracked that. And I put that in the thing, which is in the survey, by the way, that I'm spamming and asking y'all to participate in. I want you to say what level you are. And if you participate in the survey, here, I'm going to put another thing on the screen. Boop. If you participate in the survey, there are questions. Here, I'm just going to do features. I'll be honest. Features as a whole, I think we're good. I'll skip those for now. Let's see. Relativity sourcing. I love that I have no problem with the sourcing. As far as the ship itself, terrible. But I love the sourcing. Event counter. So this form tracks your level. I want you to tell me what you thought about the currency. So I expect everybody level 42 to be in this range. A and B. I expect everybody below to be in this range. D and F. And I want to be able to show that with numbers to scope it. And when I mean numbers, not obviously I've been tracking events, right? Shout out to Jules and DJ and all the other people who do spreadsheets with me. This month, it was Revs month. I've done it every day. If I've missed anything, please let me know. But as you can see on the top of your screen here, free to play for mid levels and above. Sorry, I got it on my screen. I have not put in today's. So 370,000 before I put in today's stuff. Free to play on the other side of things, 161K, assuming you got the minimum amount of all your daily pulls. Not good. Significantly less. So again, I'm definitely tracking this. I'm definitely trying to make sure that I have numbers. But besides having this, I want to have numbers of players. I want players to say, here's where I was at. Here's what I got. That's what we have. So Paulo says, hate 100 days to get a ship. 100 days with arena spin to get a ship, etc. Yeah, hey, if you don't like that, that's fine. Just put it in the survey. Personally, I have no issues with that, but I understand others might. And I think opinions are valid. So share what you think and put it in the survey. So yeah, if you are a player in the 20s and 30s and you're like, hey, my currency was trash, come tell me, right? I want to know. If you think yours was fine, tell me. Now, I will tell you this. There's going to be an opinion that a lot of people in the chat might not like. I think February 2025, for anybody who is level 40-ish and above, 42 and above, really, it was the best month you've ever had. Why? You got back to 400,000 event store currency, and you still got mats and resources. So in terms of like how much a player got, February 2025 has ended the most ever. Now, if you're one of those people who would rather have, the mats into event store currency, you'd rather have 1 million event store currency, that's completely fine. I respect it. I'm simply speaking from a how much the player got perspective. February 2025 gave more than we've ever seen any player get before, and I want to see that continue. Now, I definitely want to see justice, to get a little dramatic. I want to see justice for our lower levels. That's awful that they got left out of the event store currency side of things. They didn't get near as much. But in terms of improvements to the event store, which I'll be honest, I didn't even throw in this. I probably should do that. My bad. I didn't even throw that question in. What happened? This is why y'all are the helpers, because y'all help me when I miss things. If you've already done, there's only like 8 people who've done it so far. So let me actually add that in. The additions, the quality of the event store. What was the, sorry, let me use proper English. Were the event store items good, adequate, improved? I'm just gonna say good or adequate, and we'll just do yes, no. Simple, multiple choice, keep it basic. If you've already taken the survey, if you refresh, You can probably, I think you can put your answers back in. But for anybody who takes it now, you'll see the new answers. Thank you. Appreciate you bringing that up. So I can reload it and it'll be in there this time around. All right, so I want to get more into y'all's thoughts as well, but I don't want to spend the entire time me rambling. Thomas says, hey, you recently sent a video that Forbidden Tech was possible to get past tier 11. The VIP in the well community have not been able to get past tier 11. Can you tell a secret formula? There are plenty of people who've been able to get past tier 11. People who had not maxed out their Q trials yet. If you had maxed out your Q trials previously, you're stuck. If you've not maxed them out, you're not stuck. Like I have people who have had tier 12. Now, that is a problem that needs to get addressed by the overlords. The whole Q trial lock is stupid to begin with. I'm sure everybody in VIP and everybody who will face these walls agrees. It's stupid. But there are folks who have maxed out tier 12. But that's because they did not already have their Q trials done. Again, very dumb. 100% dumb. Right there with you. But the secret formula is you didn't get there first. And this is a problem that VIPs and higher level players face almost every time content comes out. Every time. They get there first, there's problems, they end up having, a disadvantage. I know, everybody's like, woe is the whales, they got a disadvantage. Seriously though, this happens, and then it never gets addressed. I think y'all should get it addressed for you. I mean, I will definitely bring that up. I mean, I already do, but I'll definitely mention it. But that's just a sucky thing. If you are one of those people, like there were people that I was talking to who a year ago, were trying to max out, the people we have were going for the first people to, max out Q trials and stuff. Well, they're up the creek right now in terms of some of their FTs. It's really stupid. But we can definitely talk about that. All right. Can't complain about the currency. I've managed to get the Vindicator, the NSEA, along with half of the whip. Congrats, Saram. I don't think you'll be able to get the other half unless you just have something really crazy happen or you spend $20. But that's still freaking awesome. That's still freaking awesome. Congratulations. Steven says the game is expensive. I spent so much money on it. My ship still sucks. I will say this. One, you are right. And two, there is what is, I would call quality and focus spending. Depends on what you want to be good in. For example, if you want to be good in PvP, $200 will beat about everybody on your server, generally speaking. But unless you know what those are and where that is, again, you're kind of up the creek, So if you need any help with that, feel free to reach out to me personally. I'm more than happy to help people make efficient spending. Now, I'm not trying to make you spend. If you want to be out there free to play, don't worry. I'll help you too. But if you're out there and you're like, hey, I'm getting frustrated. I feel like I'm spending money and it's going nowhere. Hit me up. I'll gladly try to point you into like what the meta spends are at the moment. Is a horribly annoying thing about Star Trek Fleet Command is packs don't change prices. What was $100 3 years ago that has no real value today is still $100. And what's $100 today that has amazing value is $100. More than happy to try to help point you in that direction. And I understand those frustrations because they're very real. So thank you, Matt, for participating and helping. Got the Vindicator without doing a single arena match is my proudest STFC achievement. Well, that seems a little petty, but you know what? Be petty. Go for it. Whatever you enjoy. And yeah, Steve, my DMs are always open. I say it all the time, and I encourage people to take advantage of it. I'm more than happy to help out. For those curious what I'm referring to, that $200 is the Quantum Slipstream Drive and the Tantalus Field. If you only wanted to get one of them, though, for example, you can get one of them and then invest that money into a couple other things that there are great PvP primes out there. So it just depends on what you want. Most people don't do that. So, got the NSEA Vindicator and the Whip and 1500 Dolomite. Time Lord. See? You better be putting positive reviews because that is fantastic, dude. Now, keep in mind that one of the reasons we do this survey is not so we can just like love up on Scope and be like, yo, that's so amazing. We're so thankful for your existence. It's so that we can be like, hey, look what you did here. We have receipts. Do it again, right? So to be very clear, this isn't a, hey, I want y'all to go throw positive love on Scopely just for the sake of doing it. No, I want you to do it so that we can then use this to tell Scopely, look what you did. Here's the receipts. Look how players responded. You want happy people? This is what you do, right? Because I think everybody in this chat, I don't know how many people are here because I'm not looking at the screen. I'm assuming there's probably 250 here. We just started. So, but I'm assuming the 250 people here. Correct me if I'm wrong. You've been disappointed by Scopely before and you don't trust their internal metrics. Like, you don't trust that Scopely knows what the players want. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be a butt face. I'm just saying, I guarantee that the majority of people in my chat right now do not trust Scopely's internals. So that means it falls on people like me and DJ and other content creators to get your opinion and bring it to them and say, hey, we did the numbers and here's what our numbers say. And then they can do with that information what they want. But I'm sure a lot of y'all don't trust the we got you, we know what we're doing. And that's not meant to be mean. It's just the state of where the player base is at. So that's why we do what we do. That's why we do the surveys. That's why we do all the things. So, yeah. Matthew says, I got primes that were 2 years old. Great catch-up mechanic. Very glad. I need to check, by the way. Is there, I don't think there's an event today for sub, 42s for event store currency, is there? I need to go. Nope, not anomalous phenon. No threat from beyond. Nope. There's no event store currency event today for low levels. Bummer. That's happened, I think, 6 times in this battle pass, which is pretty awful. Vindicator Whip, all Dolomite, 88,000 left over. Robert, man, that's awesome. And then keep in mind that you had the choice rewards, which is one of the best things Scopely has done for this game. Choice rewards, one of the best things this game has done. So, good stuff. Good stuff. You got the Transwarp Drive from the event store. You got the Transwarp Drive. Are you talking about the skin? You got that from the Alliance store. You talking about this? You get that from the Alliance store, not the event store. 2 different things, but still awesome. GG's. Still awesome. You know, I'm thinking about it. I could actually do that with, I don't know how much currency I have, but I could actually go after it on this baby account. This is a level 29 account, but it has a Borg Cube from when they gave a Borg Cube away for free. So, yeah. Let's see what else we got in the chat. Good to see you, Crouching Jedi. Got to Sith on 121. We went to 53 from 50 during the XSLB. Got the Vorchak. Congratulations, Jedi. I'm excited for you. I think that's awesome. Let me know if you need any help with it. I love my Vorchak. Obviously, I don't have it up on the screen right now because I'm on a different account. But still love my Vorchak. If you've been debating, hey, just dump the mats into it and just keep on upgrading it. I've been debating. I don't need to, but you know, I kind of want to, you know. Anybody else get that feeling? You just want to do it? Kind of where I'm at with it. Just max out the Vorchak for no reason. That would really, really hurt my future plans of a Dare Dex, but it's Klingon, man. And as y'all can't tell, or if you can't tell by the design behind me, I know a lot of y'all only watch YouTube. This is actually our Twitch background layout. We've got my bat lift, my Klingon D7 there, our Klingon flag, our shrine to Gowron, our etc. You know, we're very Klingon oriented. So if you've never seen the backdrop, this is our Twitch background. I'm very, very biased towards Klingon stuff because I've always enjoyed Klingon. So, all right. Robert says choice rewards are amazing, especially since you went 50 to 53, using choice rewards to get what I needed. The one neat thing that y'all might not know, if you go, and I'm not saying to do this just because of choice, but if you're already going up, if you go from 50 to 53, your choice rewards will change to 5-star. It'll change to 6-star. So if you go up into a different G range during the month, the battle pass, remember the battle pass stays static. However, choice rewards now change. So previously, if you upgraded your level during a battle pass and you went from 50 to 53 in 2024, your reward stayed 4-star. You just had to like tough it out that that's what happened. Now in the game, if you go up, it switches and your choice rewards adapt to what level you are, which again is a fantastic improvement. I'm not saying you should level up because of that, but I'm saying if you are leveling up, that is awesome that it adapts for you. That is an improvement the game has made, that now your rewards aren't stuck where you were. I think that's great. That's great. Has Scopely ever offered to do an officer based on you? If so, what ability would you want it to have? They've never offered to do an officer based on me, no. This little Klingon squirrel is getting their Negvar today. All right, Chatter, I hate you, and congratulations. I'm very jealous, and I hope that you are forced to live in a van down by the river because of how much it cost. Congratulations, and I'm happy not for you. Very jealous. Congrats. Oh, man. Should I focus my mats into the Dare Dex or another 60 epic, as once I upgrade my G5 epic, I'll have a strong enough battleship with the cube? David Gonzalez, I would say this. You don't need to have the cube and the Dare Dex. I'll also add this. We know in Star Trek Fleet Command that fun can be limited. And I'm not trying to sound like a hater here, but If you know an area of the game, ships, etc. are fun, take advantage of that, because not every level is fun. If you're enjoying the Daenerys decks, if you think you'll have a great time building the Daenerys decks and using it, use it. Now, I will tell you this, even though, yes, the Borg Cube will become your primary PvP ship, your G5 epics are still your main grinders through the beginning of G6. So whether you're doing the Daenerys decks, whether you're doing the Rotarn, or whether you're doing the Enterprise D, I will do all three of them. Enterprise D will be the one I max out first. You're going to want to have at least one of those G5 epics at a very high tier to begin with. Maybe don't max it. That kind of comes up to you. So that kind of becomes up to you. But me personally, I know that that area of the game, as in level 60, is a fun area. Level 60 doesn't matter if you're a spender or free to play. I think everybody enjoys certain levels, and 60 is one of them. I'm going to take my time there, hang out, have fun, which means I'll have more time to build up my Daenerys deck. And if you know an area of the game is fun, don't be so quick to move off of it, because not every level is a fun level. That's my general advice. Virtual, good to see you, says choice rewards are great to redeem for the 10K G6 Material Alliance tournament task, currently at 150. It is. If you're G6, y'all now have 2 different ways, actually. No, 3 different ways to get free to play uncommon G6. I shockingly don't have it right now. Normally it's always there, but there are multiple ways to do that now, which honestly pretty cool. So shout out to all of you out there who are able to take advantage of a new free to play task with things like choice rewards. And the Revenant, by the way, is another way to do that. So could you explain the Daenerys deck ship ability, please? Short answer, doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. No ship ability matters past the level 50 epic. It's the honest to godness truth. No ship ability matters past the level 50 epic. So, I mean, we can look at it. I can pull up the other account and talk about it, but it does not impact the game. Doesn't matter. What is your value consideration of the projectiles? If you love cosmetics like me, they're really cool. Will they impact your game? No, they will not impact your game in any way. They're cool to look at, and I'll bring them up here just so y'all can see them. I'm not saying don't get them, but I'm saying Apex Pulse 500 barrier already is basically nothing. Now, that doesn't mean more isn't more. Again, I say this all the time. More is more. We like more. 500 Apex is still 500 Apex. But is that going to, like, if you got into a battle right now with, like, your heated rival, you know, you're a Pokemon trainer, here comes Gary. Is 500 Apex probably going to flip your match? No, it's not. Now, this one is a little bit better depending on the player. 5% ISO damage is more impactful for most people who, I would say for 99% of the people watching this stream right now. That's not going to change the outcome of any battle for you either. But more is more. They're both cool. They're both pretty. This one is technically better than the other one. Neither of them are probably going to flip a battle for you. And I think that's probably the better way to look at things. You do want to acquire things because more is more. As you get these numbers higher, you will perform better. So if you can add 5, 25, 100%, you do want to do that. But if it comes down to you're making a value choice, like should I get this or get this, I think that choice has to be, will this improve my gameplay? And the answer to both of these projectiles are, they will not improve your gameplay. As in, you will not be able to see a discernible difference. If you get the Ferengi Whip, you'll see a discernible difference in your game. If you get the Fleet Commander spot, you'll get a discernible improvement in your game. If you get the NSCA, you'll get a discernible improvement in your game. The Apex and the ISO will not give you that, but it is nice to have. If you have gotten everything, you came into this event store and you already have the Dolomite Primes. You already had the NSCA. You already had the Vindicator. You already had the Fleet. You literally have everything else. Get them. But in order of priority, there are far more important things to get. So, what's up in New Zealand, Doctor? Good to see you. Welcome in. 2x says 5% is still good. It's not. Not in today's game. It's not. Now, if it had said 5% isolated cascade, I'd be right there with you. Like, I'd be, okay, that's decent. 5% ISO at its core is not. It's not changing your game. I mean, it's more. Again, I will always want more. More is more. I like more. 5% is not doing much in today's game. Code pays me never once. But appreciate it, Chris. Appreciate it. Isn't the Dare Dex the same as the Tribune, only it adds infinite? Yes and no. Again, you're not getting a discernible improvement there. Really enjoyed upgrading my NSCA with the event store. It's a very fun ship when it gets in higher tiers. It is. I mean, it's the strongest ship you can have at level 50. I know a lot of players still are not in G5 or G6. The strongest ship you can have at level 50 is the NSCA. And obviously you need 5-star materials and all the beryllium spheres to do that. But because of ships like the Revenant and because of event stores, you know, free-to-play can get their NSCA really strong at 50 if they wanted to. And it's a very good ship. You know, the strongest NSCA I've seen level 50 is right under 900 million power. Now, you would have to, you know, scrap your Revenant and evolve it and then use those tokens, dump those into things. Then you'd have to get a crap ton of beryllium spheres. But, I mean, you can make an NSCA be incredibly strong. And the NSCA does not have a very fast upgrade path. It takes a while to do the upgrading. So I know a lot of players who are going after beryllium spheres in the event store versus other things. You're torn between beryllium spheres and proto catalyst. What do you think? Out of those two, Mihai, I would go beryllium spheres because you have multiple ways to get proto matter and tier up cats in the game. You've got the Ferengi Whip, you've got the Mirror Refinery, you've got the Ex-Borg faction store that you can do a turn in. There are a lot of ways to get those tier up cats and those proto matter now. There are not a lot of ways to get beryllium spheres. You basically have two ways to get beryllium spheres. Your daily refine, and then when Galactic Invasions runs around, when they decide to turn it on, you can get some extras there. So in terms of what has more value, out of those two, I would upgrade and get these spheres. Now, I'll tell you that me personally on my accounts, I have a 57 and a 56. I'm not doing that for either one of mine because I have plenty of other ships that handle what I need. I don't need the NSCA to be that strong. But if you are wanting to quicken that pace, very strong ship for you. So, think they'll add a projectile that does ISO Cascade in the game? I think at some point they will. I don't see why they wouldn't. I'm sure at some point they will. I'm not going to buy it, nor will I encourage people to buy it because I don't tend to like buying cosmetics, but I like having cosmetics. I just depends on what you like going after. Now, I will say that there have been multiple battle passes. I was like, hey, I wasn't going to spend 20 bucks, but I will because this frame looks amazing. And that's probably very silly logic to a lot of people out there, and I respect that. But with most of these projectiles coming out being $100, that's rather you keep your money, personally. Rather you keep your money. Spend it on your wife and kids, but you spend it how you want to. All right, let me go here, repair this, and I'm working on a task. So, just curious, I'm working on an alliance task here for our low-level account. Got to do that one more time and get 3,000 points. Apologies. All right, back to the chats. Don't forget, if y'all are here, especially those who are just coming in, we do have our survey for the month. The way you can say, I liked it, I hated it, whatever. We're doing it this year a little bit differently. We're doing it based on arcs. So we're not doing it every month. We're splitting it into arcs, and I've changed some things. Feel free to critique everything you see here. Like, hey, I think this could be better. We're completely open to discussion. So for example, officer grading. This is for all the officers that came out. The only one that really has, long-term sourcing right now is Seska. So you can grade the officers as well as throw in a, hey, bad sourcing. Then you come over to here, features as a whole. The only question that's required for you to answer in our survey is the first question of every section. But the more you do, the better it is appreciated. Say, hey, I love the features. You love the DTI faction and headquarters. You hate the Crenum solos. Completely fair to put any of this in. Any opinions are valuable. Then we also have the quality of life improvements, and I'm trying to focus on the big ones. The big two quality of life improvements were the material converter, which I do personally like, and the animation banner opt-out. That's been so nice to not have to deal with some of those things. And another big one would be ship grading, sourcing for the relativity. Personally, I love the ship itself. Not a big fan. And then we got grading the event. We talk about the event store currency and the amount of materials and resources you got. Remember, this is tracking your level. So if you say, hey, it was terrible, we can say, okay, we know it's terrible for these level players. There you go. Go do it. We've got a whole thing there. Appreciate y'all for the constant support. Yeah. Thank you. There you go in your chat. All right. Back to grind. Hit our help button. Help button's good. I'm off CD4 and planning on moving up early during the next arc. I need to spend choice rewards. Is there specific mats that I will need more of than the others? How far are you pushing? How far are you pushing? I mean, in terms of like your buildings and stuff, you're going to need more ore than anything else. And depending on how far you're pushing, you'll need more par steel. Par steel and ore, particularly the 59 to 60 bottleneck, is quite massive. Remember how the 49 to 51 was? Same thing, but multiplied by a factor of G5. So ore and par steel would probably be the one you want to lean into the most if you're trying to prepare for upgrading operations. Omicron, good to see you, my friend. We need alliance trade and international markets. I mean, sure, but they've been very clear that's not happening. And we know why that's not happening, because they want you to buy things. And if they have the whales out there, like the Omicrons, who are sitting on millions of 4-star they don't need, they don't want them to be able to just give them to players. Now, I hope they change that, but that's why for 6 years that's been a no. Because they want to make you have to buy instead of somebody just giving it to you. Now, I will say I've tried to force a compromise. I'm pushing, because other games do this. I hate that you can't buy a pack for your alliance mate, right? Like, I don't like that they don't have a market, but I understand their logic. I hate their logic, but I get it. I don't get why you can't buy a pack for somebody else. Like, why can I not buy a pack for Locker Ness? Why can I not buy a pack for Aiden? Why can I not buy a pack for Slim? I'm never going to buy a pack for the Doctor. But why can I buy a pack for me and not for Werner Riant? That doesn't make any sense to me. Other games do it. Seems silly. If you've got these mega spenders who are willing to drop $1 million in the game, let them do it. Let them gift packs to somebody else. I don't know why that's not a thing. Venmo them the money. Yeah, of course you can do that, JC, but that's not the point. You know it, JC. Come on. That's not the point. Besides, there are plenty of people who I know in this game who don't want to PayPal, Venmo anybody anything because they want their privacy to be maintained, and I respect that. It just makes no sense why you can't get a pack for somebody if you want to. I mean, they're making money. Who cares? Should I unlock Specialist 7 or Starfleet Q in the event store? If you can unlock Specialist 7, I'd say Specialist 7. Starfleet Q is also very good. But I mean, if you can unlock the Epic, unlock the Epic. Hard out, my bro. Love you, fam. How much content does Scopely have over which... Oh, how much control does Scopely have over which Star Trek content they get access to? For example, could they have done a DS9 revisit instead of the Voyager revisit? Yep, they could have. Paramount does not say, hey, this month do Voyager, this month do Enterprise, etc. Now, there have been times where, say, Strange New Worlds is coming out, and they've said, hey, you need to do that, but those are very one-off instances. Generally speaking, Scopely has complete control of what they select and go after. Does Paramount have to approve things? Yes. They have to say, hey, Paramount, we want to make this Star Trek ship, or we want to do Voyager, and they've just got to be like, yep, looks good. But do they have control to choose what they're doing? Yes, they do. They do. You can gift packs in Pokemon Go. Speaking of Pokemon Go, Scopely bought it. So, your favorite Pokemon game is now a Scopely game. Congratulations, everybody. If you didn't know, now you know. We have it in my Discord. I don't know everybody's into Pokemon, but I'm a Pokemon Go player. But, yep. Get ready for $100 Pokemon in Pokemon Go. Not going to bother me because I'm not going to buy them, but I'm a Pokemon Go guy. I'm actually blessed. I've got a gym literally like a quarter of a mile from my house. So I can just walk there. It gives me a little bit of exercise and it lets me play my Pokemon. So, yep. Pokemon Go. Scopely is now your new Pokemon overlords, everybody. Congratulations. We need a way to spread our excessive Latinum to our low-level players. That'd be great to motivate lower levels. Help them grow instead of having piles of useless Latinum. Furry Pogo, what level are you? I bet you're not upper G6. And if you are, then you spend a lot if you have copious amounts of Latinum. We were talking last night on Twitch about players who were spending 600 million Latinum in a weekend and needing more. Yeah, you're level 39. There you go. Yeah. We had people in stream last night just dying to get more Latinum, and they had blown 600 million in a weekend and needed more. So now for those going, oh my gosh, that's so much Latinum. That's only 400 days in speed ups because G6 speed ups are that expensive in Latinum. It's 1 day is 1.5 million Latinum in G6. So you're not sitting there at level 63 saying, I wish I could give Latinum my lower levels. You're sitting there saying, I wish I could steal Latinum from my lower levels. So, yeah. Hey, and Honey, hope you're having a great time down in Miami, my friend. Good to see you. Everybody's down in Miami having a great time. We're getting ready for the Star Trek cruise, and here I am with a sick family. So, yay. Yay. Let's see what else. Oh, Vosh, good to see you. I'm running. I'm sorry, Voton. Gosh, sickness is getting in my head. I'm running late on watching this, but can't agree more about Valentine's BP. If you bought it Thursday, that pack alone completed the 10K syndicate task and gave DeMarco charge for $20 value. Glad you enjoyed it. Glad it worked out for you and glad you enjoyed it. If I made it 6-7, congrats, John. Congratulations on making it to 67. All right. Another Borg probe. Oh, my Lanta. Do I want to do it again? I don't know. I'll think about it because I got to switch to my other account and I got to do Anomalous Phenomenon. So let me go put this in Disco Jump. I'm just going to Disco Jump. I'm not going to grind. Be lazy. All right. Nicholas says they're op 66 with 237 million lap, but I barely use it because I grind a lot in Mirror. So have lots of speed ups. Only need lap for Velox BPs, not for the push. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I definitely tell everybody in Sigma, if you want to, grind for Sigma speed ups, you better be spending a lot of time in the Mirror universe. Best place to do it. Only real place to do it. And very viable strat. Yep. Very viable. Next Epic Officer, Epic Mewtwo. I'm down. Now, keep in mind that just because Scopely technically Savvy Games bought it, because Savvy owns Scopely, but Savvy is basically using Scopely to make U.S. purchases. But regardless of who owns it, what flag it flies under, don't expect a Scopely Star Trek crossover. I'm sorry, don't expect a Pokemon Star Trek crossover. Neither Pokemon nor Paramount / Star Trek would agree to that. What is fun to think about? We can hope. I mean, if you want to. But do you remember how much of an uproar people got about NSCA Protector getting added in? Imagine the uproar of everybody like, oh my God, they've added in cartoons and Pokemon. Oh, I don't even want to think about listening to all those people moan and gripe about that. I don't even want to think about it. No. You're torn on my level 28 account on what to get my neutrino. Should I get Stella or an officer? I'd get Stella. Of course, are you in Horde with me? It's tough keeping up everybody's name, so I promise I'm not trying to ignore you. It's just tough keeping up everybody's name. You know how it is. You know I love you. I just don't remember if you're in my alliance or not. But out of that, I'd get you Stella. Have fun with Tribbles, be fun with Pokemon. Yeah, it's all fun and games until y'all have to deal with all the messages of people getting angry about the crossover. So, there's a personal Discord, but I want to emphasize how much watching your videos has helped me. As a 48, I can beat our server's #1 alliance when fighting 52+. Well, I'm happy to hear that, Yoram. I responded to you, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did. Just make sure I responded to you, but I'm pretty sure I responded to you, didn't I? Oh. You're Tiberius. Okay, yes. Good. You are in there. We actually have 2 Tiberiuses in the alliance, of course. We actually have 2 Tiberiuses. All right, let's do attack. Oh, wait. I forgot I have that. So traits. I don't have any other traits for that. Okay, cool. Attack, that one, and that one. All right. Thoughts on Anorax and the new crew? Great. Made a video about it. Like them. More valuable for G4 and G5 players than for G6 players, but very good. Now, if G6 players get heard by the VIPs and they make a change, or they actually make it to where you can get... I'll do the one day on here. But they make it to where you can actually get speed ups improved, like more speed ups in the boxes, then I think it would be better for high level players. But yeah. Watch heaps of your stuff. Great content. I'm camping at 42 at the moment because I've done a whole build of the base and forgot about the ships. Well, time to catch up. Time to catch up. So I can only get ISS Jelly from Armada's Uncommon Rare Epic Armada. You can get ISS Jelly 3 different ways. Technically 4, but the 4 is not reliable. The 4th way is the event store. Sometimes it's in the event store, sometimes it's not. But the other ways you can get the ISS Jelly. Get the ISS Jelly from Territory. There's a territory service for ISS Jelly. And then you can get it from an event that runs that actually just ran this past week. And then, last but certainly not least, you get it from the Armada chest that you mentioned. That's how you can obtain the ISS Jelly. So, speaking of doing Armada pulls, let me go ahead and do my Armada pulls right now. Hey, nice. 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 Did a run, thought they canceled after that. Well, there's 4 that launched at one time. Only 1 was supposed to actually run. So, if you know if they're going to add a new grade on top of G6, or do I know if they're going to make G7? I mean, put it this way, I'd be very shocked if that doesn't happen. Question is more when, not if. Probably 49 with 50 cooking. Should I go 50? My answer would be yes. Enjoy your Tribune. Have a great time. And you can technically start getting G5 in G4, even level 50. You can get G5 through your 30-day chest at level 50. You can also get the Revenant when you scrap it in G4. That'll give you 10 days of really, really generous pulls for G5 mats before you go into G5. Your Alliance mate got a Tribune, he's loving it. I honestly can't think of an example of somebody who I've recommended getting the G5 or the G4 epics who've regretted it. Everybody likes the G4 epics. Oh, and now that free-to-play have a realistic path to go after that, I'm definitely recommending it. Let me go in here. Don't have that. Saving my rations. What do I have in here? Sorry, y'all. I'm just playing catch-up on this account real quick. So, 7's already there. There is no G7 right now, Leonard. There is no G7 right now. Free play here, server 20, Max. Nice, William. Shout out to you. I actually will be on server 20 in about 13 seconds. So, let's do this one. Here we go. Go get the dailies done and stuff and stuff and stuff. Let's go to hostile grinding crew for the NSEA if you don't have Nesmith. Depends on what your goals are. I mean, this is what I use. Enterprise E Picard, Enterprise E Data, Dane. But, I mean, you keep in mind that I'm mostly grinding for the currency. It's also a tier 8 NSEA protector, so it's upgraded a smidge. And really want to take it even higher. But depends on where you're at, what hostiles you're going after, and what your overall goals are. Send this here. We'll get our dailies done real quick. Talking about some of the G7 mats. Yeah, so there are some G7 things you can buy mats wise, but that's not the same as saying G7 is in the game. That's not the same, because there was G4 in the game long before there was G4. So I don't count that. Had someone say to skip the G4 epics. If you're saying no, then glad I was still planning on getting them. Yep, I still recommend. Again, there was a time where skipping the G4 epics was completely sound, logical advice, especially to free-to-play, because of the cost and time. The game pays out plenty of materials now, and the game pays out faction credits and Latinum significantly more than it did even just a year ago, let alone 2 or 3 years ago, let alone 4 years ago when G4 rolled out. Absolutely normal for free-to-play and regular players to get the G4 epics. They're very strong, they're very good, and again, I don't run into anybody who's doing that now who's regretting it. So even if you want to say, hey, Rev, you're biased. Okay, well, the bias seems to be extending to everybody who gets it. And for reference, I was actually talking to one of my players yesterday about this. Shout out to Kinky Jesus. Here, let me show you what he's doing with his. He's level 50, 200 million power Tribune. He's able to do the level 55 Armadas. I had to adjust my chair. I mean, and here's, for those curious, why is Rev saying get the ships? The logic is simple. If you do not skip ships, you will guarantee you never struggle with a new loop. So, if you get the 34, the 42, the 46, the 50, the 53, yes, will that potentially slow your gameplay down to smidge? Yeah. But what's the benefit? The main benefit for the average player, you will never struggle with a loop. Silence come in, who cares? Prinums come in, who cares? It only affects people who buy into the logic, I've got to get to level 56 and skip all this so I can have this. If you just take your time and play the game, you will not struggle with all the new loops Scopely comes out with. Exhibit A. This player punching significantly above their weight because they're just playing the game, taking their time. Now, you can do whatever you want to do. It'll be very clear. If you say, hey, I'm Ops 50, and I'm going to 56, and I'm not getting to 53 or 50, okay, you can do that. That is doable. I don't think it's enjoyable, though. I don't think that's enjoyable. So you got to find what works for you. But very viable, very doable, and will make it to where you don't experience struggles that other people have experienced. And that's what I mainly try to help people avoid. Experiencing struggles. Alex is Ops 50 can take down the level 58 Crinum entities. No regrets. Again, like, and I'm not saying this, by the way, to shame any players out there. But y'all have attended, a lot of you who are here have attended my channel for a long time. There are 350 people watching, which, by the way, of the 350, remember, survey is up. Go help me out do the survey. But just speaking factually and speaking truthfully, you have seen, I'm going to try to be nice with it. You see the amount of people who come in and complain when new content comes out and they say, we can't do this. And what's the next sentence they say? It's impossible. No, it's not. Quit skipping stuff, quit rushing, and play the game. It's not impossible at all. The people who we like to call Deuces Donuts, like the fat bearded math teachers, the kinky Jesus, etc., who just play the game, aren't out there spending, aren't going crazy. They're just playing the game. They don't struggle with the new stuff that comes out. And that's what I don't want people to do. I don't want people to struggle. I want them to have fun. And if you start just chasing the Joneses, most people aren't going to have fun doing that. Now, some people will. Example, shout out to James Bond. There's a reason that I have people on my streams and in my content who don't have the same paradigm I do. Because there's multiple ways to play this game. Do I think most people would enjoy playing like JB does? Remember, for those that don't remember, JB is the guy who's level 64 now, who's a free-to-play player. Do I think most people would enjoy playing like JB? Absolutely not. Do I think it's right to make sure that people know that it can be done? 100%. Yes. I would hate to play like JB. I don't even want to fathom playing like that. I don't want to. That seems horrible to me. That doesn't make it bad. It just means I wouldn't enjoy it. So I try to educate players in a way of what they will enjoy. It's always my goal. So, always my goal. You need to check your survey. What about it? Give your thoughts on this month's officers. Yeah, and Hani. Because, and Hani's not paying attention. If you would have looked at Hani at the very top, what's it say? What does it say? It says the ARC grading survey in Hani. I'm so sick of you not being able to read. Just kidding, buddy. But yeah, we're changing it this year. We are grading arcs, not just month. So we're grading the arcs as a whole. So this helps, I think, avoid some of the survey fatigue that people can get by just doing the survey all the time every month. I think this also can make it more impactful. And so we're doing arcs as a whole now. And the other benefit of that is it allows some of the arc to have progressed so you can actually experience it and not just have the bugs on your mind and the problems. Anything good you've gotten over the past 2 months is easier to recognize. So the idea here is we're grading the arc as a whole and what y'all thought about how the entire arc ran. So, and now if players don't end up liking this, we might change it again. But that's what we're trying this time around, just to see, how this maybe improves the, feedback we give to the overlords. By the way, Jules, good to see you. I saw your note in the event store currency file. I've not actually done the input for today's data, but I did put it in because I was having it on the stream. I'm like, oh, look at that little note from the Jules. But yeah, hope you're doing well, Jules. I know you've had a really busy start to the year, so good to see you. Still got to put in today's numbers, though. Still got to put in today's numbers. You'd wondered if you'd missed January, and with the way Scopely releases content, it makes better sense to do it arc rather than month to month. That was a big piece of feedback from a lot of people was, hey, do it. Not that they weren't saying do less surveys, but they wanted to. But a lot of the recommendations was they wanted me to do multiple surveys. They wanted me to do a survey that was month to month, but then also do one for the arcs. And I thought it was better to do less, but make that less more impactful. That was the thought. Again, this is something that we've spitballed with like me and Arch and the other people who help with the volunteering here with surveys. And it's not set in stone. If y'all have things that you'd like to see, hit me up with it. Hit me up. Any word on archive editions? All I can tell you is that they're coming. I can't tell you when, but I know when. I know when. Ooh, I guess that should be comforting to know. If Rev knows a date, I mean, it's got to be not that crazy, right? Rev knows a date. Hopefully that gives you comfort. All right. How do we get the third ion particle? You don't, gamble. That is a pay-only thing, and I would 1,000,000% recommend not doing that. Yeah, don't buy that. Don't buy that. But you can only get the third barrage via money. And it's $50, by the way, for something that you literally will not be able to match. Like, if you really wanted to sit down, like Jules, you really wanted to sit down like Jules Verne and be a math nerd, if you truly try to math out the ion barrage's percentage, would you notice it in an average combat log? The answer is mathematically no, you wouldn't. It does not give enough to shift the table. And the reason it doesn't, and the reason I'm not talking out Rev Deuce's booty, is because weapons operate on a min-max damage. The variance of what that small ion gives you, you would not be able to determine it in today's game because of the min-max of weapons. You would not be able to track it. You would need thousands of logs. I don't know. Okay, thousands. You probably need at least 100 logs to consistently find that ion. Nobody's going to sit there and math that out. It does not improve your game anymore. So I would not buy it. It's $50 for a tiny, negligible percentage. Don't do it. If you're out there and you say, hey, my OCD demands it, tell your OCD to sit down and be quiet. That's all I can tell you. Please don't waste your money on that. Please. I will feel bad. I will feel terrible if I do not say this message. I have to tell you, don't waste your money. I'll feel terrible if I don't. Will the additions be worth it? Yes. I mean, any addition to the IA is worth it because it's going to be wrapping up loops. So the Franklin's getting added. The Devore's getting added. So Devore being Devore and Fisha. That is going to be worth it. Absolutely. Can we get a second cube free to play? Only if it allows you to get one in an event store. So, yeah. Of course, everything has gotten much better overall. In terms of like the months here recently, I would say that November and December were good months in Star Trek Fleet Command. And I would say January and February, I'm going to let y'all tell me. I really don't want to influence y'all's survey. But, yeah. As far as survey graduate here, I'll put it back on the screen. Let's talk about it real quick. Because there are some things that are different. So, when you see stuff like this, think of it like your Yelp review. 1 star, bad. 5 star, good. Like, would you give Rev 5 stars as a content creator? I would give me about 2, but I'm all you got. So it just is what it is. So the more stars is the better. So, and then we still have this. The main questions are the stars, and we still have like the A through F to just give a little bit better variance. You might say, hey, it's confusing. Why have either or? Just go with it. We're just trying to make the system better. So, yeah. Yeah, you would give Rev 4 stars. Thank you, Aunt Honey. I appreciate it. Probably would have been 5 before I went on that rant about you, but still appreciate you being here. Really do. All right, while we're sitting here, let's go get some more grind on, get some rep, and I'm going to input data. Yay, data entry for the event store. Do that real quick. Go find our events. All right, let's see. Still want to be supported on Twitch and other sources? Well, I appreciate you very much. Very much. It said max 200, but only got 25 before it vanished. What do you mean, James? What are you talking about? Oh, the board cube? So the way the cube is currently, the event store allows you to get 1 cube's worth. And that's it. 1 cube's worth. All right, this is a new one, I believe. I'm pretty sure this Chronom Obliterator's a new one. I really feel like I missed events yesterday, by the way. So if I did, y'all feel free to shoot me a message if I missed anything. The Crim Obliterator, and you wanted another? Fair. Fair. Gorn. Yeah, so we have the Gorn SMS. And since you can't do Gorn as a lower level, this is one that doesn't work for everybody else. Heck and Scopely. Gorn SMS. That's another 6,000. There's 18,000 free to play today for 42 and above. So, and I feel like I've missed something, but you're right at 400,000 free to play loot. Am I missing anything, y'all? I feel like I'm missing something, but yeah. Not Will of Every Disappointment time frame? Yeah. Not. Let me do my neutrino claim. I'm gonna do my Q snap because I like it. Whee! All right, let's see what my neutrino claim gives me. Give me big, give me big. Oh, hey! I'll take 12K. There we go. Look at that. That's nice. Lars says, I'm pleased with this art, but only by progressing Knots 42 ahead of my plan. Well, as long as you're happy. But I get what you're saying. Definitely want to advocate for lower stuff. You had never had more than 6K? This is, I think, the third time I've gotten 12K on this account. So, I am currently on this account sitting at 518,000 currency. And I've definitely missed events. There's multiple Crinum events that I've just been like, I could do it, but am I going to? No. So, and we're right around 400,000 free-to-play currency, again, for specific levels. And remember, when I calculated that, I calculated based on you pulling 3,600 every day on your freebie that they gave us. So even if you pulled 3,600 every day, you still should be right around 400. If you don't have a single day where you got more, well, you're officially above the 400K program. So even if you're getting 6,000 4 times, it's significantly more loot. You see odds on that pull? Hey, sometimes it's there, right? But there have been plenty of people who've been here and seen me have absolutely terrible pulls. So y'all have seen me lament and cry foul some of the things that have happened. This cube doing? Who is that? Has Armor of God and a 12 build tactical cube, and I'm chasing him. Sounds like we're probably both going to well, he's probably going to mirror Romulus. The video on defending against bigger boats had a 69 smash and 12 build cube against my station. Get you that beer, I promised. Well, appreciate it. Here, I'll actually put the links. There you go. If you want to buy Rev a beer, even though I'm not a drinker, every bit helps. All the money actually goes to the kids. There are the donate links to PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Every little bit is appreciated. Thank you very, very much. And if you do enjoy the content and you do believe I help you and you do have a few dollars to spare, thank you for those who support my family. I do this full time. So all the surveys, all the videos, all the griping at Scopely, the positive things we get and the negative things that happen only are able to happen because of y'all. And a big thank you for that. So appreciate you. You can do Gorn on my 41 with Max Enterprise. Yeah, for sure. I was saying that the Gorn event, so any day, if you're above level 40 and you see the Gorn SMS, when they run the Gorn SMS, they do not run an event for below level 40 that day. So level 1 through 39 do not have a Gorn SMS event at all. You just don't have an event that gives currency, period. That is a day that there is no currency for that. There actually has not been there's not been a day that below level 40 can get currency since the 21st of February. Not counting the neutrino pull. Not counting the neutrino pull. That's how bad things are down for those lower levels. So, and you're right, Virtual, they do. And this is why I made that video. Their logic is stupid. You want people to go above level 40? Let me tell you what does that. Give them more, not less. Don't withhold, give. Why are people going up into G5 now? Because you give them a crap ton of G5 mats. You give them a crap ton of Latinum. You want people to go into G4? Give them stuff, don't withhold. Withholding does not make people want to level up. All that does is make people mad at you. That is not how you get people to level up. So, Graduate Cade says they're at 474,000 event store currency, and haven't completed their pulls today. Those are good amounts compared to what we had last year. I mean, we're back to the 400K, which is what we had in 2023. And then I said this earlier in the stream, and I know it's probably controversial to hear because for good reason, a lot of people are negative about certain things. But this is the most lucrative month in STFC history. When you combine 400,000 event store currency with the fact that you're still getting the normal amount of materials and resources, this is the most lucrative ever. Texas class does not work for below 40 Dinwit, but it is on the list. Doesn't help everybody else though. This is the most lucrative month in STFC history with those two things combined. And if that makes me a shill, well then dang it, this 1 month I'm a shill. This 1 month I'm a shill. And I still have plenty of things to complain about. Look at my level 29 account. Plenty of things to gripe about. But yeah. Just glad the whip is available in the event store. Yeah, I mean, that's a huge win. Obviously, myself and others have been advocating for that for a long time, and it happened. And I think that's great. I think it's absolutely wonderful. I'll check my 710. I did say I think I was missing some events. Let me go look on 710 because you said it was yesterday. I will go double check it and see. Because I can pull up my server 710 account and see yesterday's events. I'll double check it. I mean, if you're right, I'll definitely be like, hey, you got me. You got me. And thanks to the Kashara artifact, I have time to do that. So I'll set these. Let me go look real quick. Let's see. Yep, you're right. So I can make a quick correction. Let me make a quick correction. Uno momento, por favor. Where's the sheet? That was the 22nd. Oh, somebody actually already put this one in a date. Delete. I wonder if that was Jules and I missed it. All right, Texas. I just got to bold it. All right, so we did have that one. Thank you for the correction. I have it put into the board. Thank you very much. Fix the board. It was Jules. Damn that man. Damn that Jules. Jules, I figured you've been so busy. Not that I'm complaining in any way, shape, or form. I didn't know that you were. I figured at this point you weren't going to bother. That's what I'm saying. I figured at this point you weren't going to bother because you've just been so busy this month. So I didn't even think to look if it had been edited. So I didn't even think to look if it had been edited. I guess it was kind of silly to see two Gorns on the same day, but hey, I'm streaming. I'm allowed to be a little bit distracted. I'm allowed to be a smidge distracted. We pulled Picard Riker from the monthly thing. Oh, man, that is a bummer. But hey, it's a free epic. If nothing else, you got a free epic. All right. Every time I check to add new events, you already did it. I've been trying to do it every day knowing everybody's busy. You know? Yeah. And I say it all the time. For those that don't know, Jules Verne is one of the, I would call the spreadsheet nerds. The main spreadsheet nerds are Jules Verne. Well, there's actually a lot. But Jules Verne does a lot. Quasel, Blue Mando. Tarpy helps a lot. We've also got, I'm forgetting somebody. That's why I don't like trying to shout at everybody. Because obviously Stewie's a big spreadsheet. Blame the sickness, y'all. Spreadsheet nerd. And then there's a lot of helpful outside of that. Like Light Bull will help with a lot of things. We have a lot of people who volunteer and help put notes in on data, especially when we do like new ships and new buildings and Scopely doesn't give us all the info for it. We have to manually put it in. A lot of amazing people who help with that. A big thank you to all those out there who help and make all this possible because, well, they get paid in thank yous and shout outs because everybody here is a volunteer. Jules ain't getting paid. I'm not getting paid for putting in spreadsheet info for y'all. It's all volunteer stuff. So big shout out to all the people who do it. Make this game better. Yeah, Papa Smurf. Shout out Papa Smurf. They made the STFC arc history, which is what we use every day for this. Every month we add to it. That was made by Papa Smurf. Good shout out. That's this right here for those who haven't seen it. Papa Smurf is the one who put this awesome thing together so y'all can see the history of battle passes and content. Awesome. Sniper says, how do you get to be a spreadsheet nerd? I am one IRL. Well, first off, Sniper, thank you so much for supporting me and the family. Second off, if you legitimately want to volunteer to help out, we are looking for more people. I can guarantee that people like me and Jules are always welcoming people who are here for quick edits, finding info, and putting in stuff. Hit me up on Discord. We will find you something to do. I actually had a, on my primes spreadsheet, I have somebody who helped me with that just a couple days ago. Put in some of the primes that had not been updated. Thanks to this, very wonderful volunteer, y'all's spreadsheet has been updated for free-to-play primes. And this was started by Silvas, who no longer plays the game, so I'm now the main person who does this editing, and I have volunteers who've helped me with that. If y'all want to know what primes you can get free-to-play, this is all thanks to people who volunteer. So, if you like spreadsheets, if you're out there and you have a mental problem where you like spreadsheets, hit me up. We will find something for you to do. I promise you, we can find something for you to do. What tier do you have to get for the Protector to kill the level 60 mirror transports? Really, that's more crew and research than anything, and warp range. The Protector itself can do this pretty easily. You're going to be more locked by the warp range. Can I see the... Oh, I can't... Somebody real quick Google what Mirror Sharon's warp range is. Put it this way. If you're doing your research and you have, a standard hostile grinding crew, like I'm not even using Anorax, which I probably should. Your NSEA is going to do the grind. It's more, does it have the warp range to get there? The traders aren't really hard. So. Will Enterprise E Picard, Enterprise E Data, Janeway with Nurse Chapel, Odo work consistently against level 45 mirror hostiles? Absolutely, yes. It's 230 warp range. Thank you, Jules. And I'm currently at 315. So let's just say tier 5, tier 6. I don't remember where it's at off the top of my head. But let's just say around tier 5, tier 6. To the survey, thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate it. Speaking of other volunteers, we have a volunteer team who helps go through all the spreadsheets or all the survey results. So big thank you to that. My Sanctus kills twice as many level 60 miners. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. There are better ships I could use. I use the NSEA just out of convenience. The NSEA is not necessarily the best ship. My Sompek would do better. The NSEA is fast, and I use it for a couple things. And if I decide that, hey, I still have 20 minutes left, I can go mine my Trellium A and my Trellium D real quick. So the reason I use the NSEA and Mirror is just because I can do multiple things at once. So let's say that I need to get more of the currency to do my refines for the NSEA. Well, I can grind it and then throw it on a node immediately after. I can grind for 4 minutes, take my hull down. Maybe I'm up here or something. I'd be here. I'm in Mirror Marine, take my hull down, and then I hop over and I jump on a mine real quick. So your strongest ship, like if you're doing rep grinding, it's smarter to bring your ship that's going to kill the most hulls, because more hulls is more loot. But the benefit of the NSEA is being able to do multiple things at once. So I'm able to go mine and hit the hostiles. And because you have more time as you level up that building, I think I'm at like 26 minutes right now. You can get multiple things in at once. So it's just what's best for you. I don't even always do multiple things at once. I just have it to where this is what I have. Run in, get it done. There you go. So if you're trying to do rep grinding, or specifically if you're a G6 player trying to get more speed ups, don't use the NSEA. Use your Borg Cube. Use your Sanctus. Well, if you're a G6, you're not using your Sanctus. Use your Enterprise D. Hell, use your Titan. I don't care. I don't know if I'd want to use the Titan. That's a little bit beefy. Probably better use the Cube. But, use something else. Maybe you're one of those people who actually maxed out the NSEA already because you bought the packs. I don't know. But find what works for you. The benefit of the NSEA, though, is that you can just do multiple things in here and not have to, bring a second ship or, something like that. What researches for warp range? Well, the main ones that you get at G4 will be like Angel in Disguise. And then specialty ships will have specific upgrades for their own warp range, depending on the specialty ship. The ones that affect everybody would be the Angel in Disguise ones, which show up at, you can do as early as 42. The first one I think is 42. The second's at 46. Gosh, I have to go watch my own Angel in Disguise video. Oh. You kill 30 of the 58s, then go boom after 2 of the 60s? What is that, Leonard? What's that? Any news on getting El Orions added to the Anorex chest bonus? I don't have any news on that, Joe. I don't have any news on that. FC curve for warp range? Good call out. So that is, I've got him down here right now. Skill tree. Now, a lot of people end up using the impulse speed, which you see I've maxed out at 40 right now. But it does have warp speed. And then down here, it is right. Nope, that's whole health. There you go. Increase warp range down here. Second star to the right. And that can max out at 15%. Now, this is a little bit, more time consuming to get down towards. But you do have one down here that gives you a bonus to your warp range via Kirk. And I'm not really using Janeway right now. Let me go ahead and put him back up there. I normally have him there for the warp speed and the impulse, but I had swapped him because I was doing Q trials, and now just swap that back. Good evening, Evil Corsair. Good to see you. Welcome in. Good to see you. For benefit of the NCA and Mirror, is use ship and use Dane as an officer. I mean, I have Dane here. I don't necessarily think that's, it's not NSCA specific. I mean, it is NSCA specific, but he has a below deck ability as well. But I have Dane on there for loot bonus. Normally, Bond's point, I would run Enterprise E Picard, Enterprise E Data 5 of 11. But if you're just trying to be a loot whore like I am, there's Dane. You can throw him on. Usually just think of his below deck ability, but yeah, I've got him on here specifically for the NSEA so that he can help with this grind. And I'm currently making a concerted effort, not crazy effort, but an effort to get my rep up, get that to the next lock so that I can get my Enterprise D and my Rotaran. Gotta get to Legend, and I'm not there yet. Gotta get to Legend. So, rep grind, rep grind, rep grind. Yeah, good call out, John. With the invasion schedule for tomorrow, I was thinking of opting up to 40 slightly earlier than planned, yay or nay. If you're ready, definitely go for it. Primo, thank you for calling me a legend. I appreciate it. Right now, my throat's just killing me because I'm sick, but I appreciate it a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Do you have any exocomp to increase faction rep? I don't have them turned on, but I do. I always forget exocomps. That's like a dirty little problem I have, is forgetting exocomps. So, I do have them. Anorex Dane 5 for new Mirror Crew. Solid Slither. I now have the entire run. So I've got Anorex, Seska, and Sudea. If I wanted to go full synergization for boxes, which would be, 50% for boxes. And her officer ability, shield health, and repairs. And just more survivability. I have not done a direct side-by-side because I just got Anorex yesterday. But another good run there. TP Enterprise crew without Carol Freeman. Are you asking for one? I mean, who all you got? I could say Perk, QQ. I mean, who all you got? The entire Explorer Strike team. Who all you got? Who all you got? Full synergy for the loot box. Anorex, Suitor, Seska. Anorex, Suitor, Seska. And that'll be 10% bonus on each side, so he'll have a 50% improvement to the boxes. Sadly for you, he does not improve Sigma. So, see, 2 hours. We can do that for. Okay. Ooh, I need to go see if I can find that 10K task. See what free-to-play 10K task we have available right now. It is technically free-to-playable now, but not for me. We're going to rotate that out. And that one I can do, but I don't want to do it right now. I'm going to rotate it out, even though it's a 10K free-to-play one. I'm going to rotate this one out. It'll spawn again. All right. All right, so we went boom, repair. Let's see how much rep we ended up getting. Yeah, so I'm at 7.1 and 6.9. And let's check my boxes. And happy to help, Joe. I really am. Happy to help. And we got, 10,000 faction credits. So, just for the sake of les sciences, let's speed this up. And how about we go do some antaraxing? I expect I'm probably going to do a little bit worse. But we'll see. I don't actually know. I'm going to do the hull repair guy, though. Let's see if I get a little bit more survivability. Let's go see what this looks like. So I should get less rep, but better boxes. Hey, what's up, Ken? How you doing? And honey, thank you so much. Enjoy the wonderful land of Miami. And honey, are you actually going on the cruise? You might have already left already, but are you actually going on the cruise? Or you just go down for the meetup? You go for the meetup, or are you actually on the cruise? Either way, have fun. Faction points don't drop from boxes. I didn't say that they did. I didn't say they did. Better box means more faction credits. Yep. We can all use more faction credits. I am sitting on 700k Fed, 500k Klingon, 1.3 mil ROM. So those aren't bad numbers, but more is more. Hey, messages. Turn that in. That's another 1500 right there. And another 1550 right there. Yay, messages. All right, let me do this real quick. This is still where I get most of mine. Doing my away teams. I managed to get Anorax on my 33, but I don't have a ship that he benefits yet. Yeah, I mean, at that level, he's not going to help you out too much. But here's the thing. If you can get him, you just made your G4 life easier going into G4. For your Zindy loop, for your mirror loop, etc. Just made your life easier. Also, let me give a big shout out to Virtual Army, who donated $20 to me and my family. Thank you so much for supporting me and my kids. I greatly appreciate it. That goes to help pay bills, food. Thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciate it. Chair you're sitting on? I am sitting on a chair. Yep. Damn. You were late on it, but it's okay. All right, let's see if I got anything left for this. Traits. Oh, I do. Okay. All right, Tyler, and then we need attack. Bang. Got him. You have 2.4 million of each. Very nice. I had more Klingon, but I went and got the Som pack. So that ate up some of my Klingon. But again, with the way that you can get credits now, and I sound like a spoiled kid, but there's just so much you can have now. Gotten so much better. All right. To do this, faction credits. Do we have an eventer? We do. He's one that has below deck ability you could use for your for non-armada hostiles. I could have him below decks right now, but instead I've got him getting me more faction credits. So more faction credits is more better. And this is why I tell everybody all the time: away teams. If you take the time, this is going to give you all the goodies you need. All right, health. We'll do stun and yeah. Other than Janeway, what FC we're using for Q trials? Janeway is the only one I was using to focus on Q trials. He's the only one I was using to focus on Q trials. Wish I could convert them. All the ROM ships are pretty. I mean, you can always use Latinum if you want them that bad. You can always use Latinum. All right. Do we need a rare G5 miner? You don't need it. It's nice to have, but you don't need it. You don't need it. Hey, Ben, good to see you. Welcome in. You got 57 to 60 yesterday and got your left me hanging. Brandon, what did you get? I want to know. Please tell me it's Klingon. I want to know and tell me it's Klingon. Enterprise D and Roddy. Nice. Very happy to hear that. January is really all you need for Q trials? Yep. He's great for it. All right, let's head up back in here. Let's return back to our Q's of the Pew. Is Trade XP a good investment for Event Store? What level are you? caffeine. What level? Because my answer would be absolutely not for some levels and absolutely yes for other levels. Like if you're a lower level player, level 20, yeah, really good investment. If you're level 60, horrible investment. So it just depends on your level. Yeah, trade XP is fantastic because away teams are so important. And sourcing trade XP at low levels is very difficult. Starting level 40 and above, it's not hard to get trade XP if you're doing things like your Dominion runs. But if you're lower level, absolutely good investment that you can start doing that early on. And for me, on my level 29 account now, I have put a lot of that in to where I get a lot of Latinum every day. And now I'm working on faction credits as well. So watch the priority videos. You're good on Whip, Protector, Vindicator. Well, I mean, if you feel like you have all the main things and you're not into PvP officers, sure, trade XP. If you feel like you're behind on your away teams, sure. I would also say Dolomite, because if you're at that level, you can get the Dolomite. I'd really push you to the Dolomite first. With Scopely owning Pokemon Go, maybe we'll get an in-person away team missions. Doubt, but hey, we can always hope. That'd be cool. I'd like it as a fan of both franchises, but maybe. Maybe. Behind on Majoran, always forget about the availability there. Thank you. You're welcome. Happy to help, my friend. Always happy to help. How do you unlock access to the Mirror Independent Space Unlock mission? It's in your Mirror Research Tree. For this path right here. Mirror Research Tree. It is on the left side under the NSEA stuff. It's right here. This is how you get the mission. That right there. But I have him for later, but I wish I had more mats to get him on 41, but would have put me higher than I'm ready for. Hey, remember, play the game at your pace. Take your time. There's no wrong way to do it. Absolutely no wrong way to do it. If you have a list or spreadsheet for officers with good trait combinations for lat missions, I did a video on it, Primo. I went over all the away team missions. Talked about some of those officers. If you need a tool, a Stewie Do in the officer tool has all that information compiled. And if you need a link to that, it's in my Discord. A level 40 account feels so behind. Can't do Silent or Gorn. Hey, DeCourcy, you're not the first person to feel that way. In fact, Toe was here earlier. He feels the same way about his 710 account, how much better it's doing, how much quicker it's progressing. You know, it's crazy having that knowledge, what it'll do. Current level 50, do you have a suggestion to-do list before going in higher? Yeah, I have a whole video about going G5, Jason. Now, it's probably about 2 years old now. Most of this stuff in it is still relevant because it's more about setting boundaries, setting goals. Obviously, there's new specialty ships that have come in, but the basic ideas are the same. Where are they planning to put those loops they discussed in the Independent Archives? Same point they've always planned on doing it. It's never changed. Sadly, there's been a lot of people who've been like accusing Scopely of forgetting. They talked about it Q2. They said around Q2 when those would come in. So around Q2. Keep an eye out. We're getting close to around Q2. Where do I spend the daily prime particle drip? That is the prime particle that you get via your treasury building, level 40 above. That is for territory primes. So there are 3 different primes in your territory research tree that you spend those on. So go right in here. That's going to be prime protected cargo, prime damage versus players, and then over here, prime capture damage node. All right, back over here. All right, got a couple more minutes. We'll grab a couple more questions. Mild spender. Think them phase 10 packs are worth it? Personal opinion, no. I'm saving my Fed credits for the Crozier. Nice. Level 32, wondering if I should try to get the Borg Cube. Good question, Game Over. I would say that there are other things that are more important. The Borg Cube is not a good ship for you until the upper 50s. However, the benefit of getting it sooner means you can start doing its grind sooner. You can start getting the materials needed to upgrade it sooner. So I would say if you've already gotten the other main things that you would look at for your level, yes, start working on getting the cube. But it's not a primary focus. It is good to get, but it's not going to be a very good warship for you for a long time. But it is nice to have so that you can work on the loop for when you do get up in that range, then it's able to be that big puncher for you. So, but it's It's about tier 11-ish, tier 12, which is basically level 56 and above. You could actually argue it's level 60 and above, but level 56 and above is where the cube finally starts being a reliably good PvP and PvE ship. So 30 levels past where you can get it at 28. All right. Oof, this throat's getting really rough. All right, y'all. Look, I love y'all and appreciate y'all. And thank y'all for putting up with the sick voice and the craggly rocks and stuff in my throat. Thank y'all for helping me be here. Thank y'all for loving on me and my family. Hit the like button if you haven't already. It's time to wrap up, though. If you need anything, I can definitely still type fine. So Discord me, Twitter me, Facebook me, etc. I'm going to wrap up for the day, though. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Last but certainly not least, please go do the survey. Share it out with your friends. There'll be a video on it tomorrow morning. Live long and plunder. Stay safe, other Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next Star Trek Fleet Command video. Appreciate you, and I'm out.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.